sounds like we have a lot of fans watching this game today. Those were some pretty loud cheers. Anyway, guys, moving into the 4th set, potentially the last of the day, we have our EGTL Zerg player Jaedong spawning in the bottom right-hand position as the blue Zerg.
His opponent spawning in the top right position as the red Turtles. His name is Free, playing for Woongjin Stars. He has 3 kills and now going for the 2nd all-kill of the season. And I have to say there's a lot of fans out there, but the Jaedong cheer, the EGTO cheer, pretty much killed the Woongjin fans because now when they say 1, 2, 3 Woongjin fighting, they all died down, man.
They did. They were intimidated and afraid from the fangirls.
You know, I was actually at the venue when Jaedong was playing the specials, and those fangirls, wow, they're really loud. Wow.
I thought you were going to say, like, wow, they were good looking. But it's like, no, they were really loud.
That's the second thing. Well, actually,
I'll just cut you off here. All right.
We're on broadcast, so.
I don't even know how to recover from that one, S&M. I don't even know, man. You just... You gutted me there. You gutted me so hard.
Okay, they're fangirls, and they can cheer well.
All right. Well, going back to that Twitter question, I have to say my favorite match was between Bisu and Roro. It happened only a few days ago, but I was shocked by how...
yesterday.
Yeah, I was just shocked by how good Bisu played. I did not expect that from him. I knew he's been practicing and getting slowly better, but like, you have a GSL champion, Roro, and he got completely outplayed by Bisu in that game, and Bisu not having the most success in Pro League, you know, he was doing okay. It's like 3-3 or so, 3-4, and then out of nowhere, he just played one of the best games I've ever seen from PvZ.
PvP, I have to pick Terminator versus, I think it was Rain on Belshire Vestige. Was it against Rain or was it against someone else?
Terminator versus Rain was an amazing PvP on Belshire Vestige.
That was a really back and forth match, and ZVZ is going to be a ZVZ, so.
Wow, man. Way to hate on ZVZ. There's been some good ZVZ matches. Jaedong and Wings of Liberty. I don't remember who he played against. I think it was Solkey, but he used some amazing Infestor play.
It was a Woongjin Star Zerg player on Cloud Kingdom.
I think it was either Zero. Well, it was either Zero or Solkey, but it was a really good game. And basically, Jaedong brought Infestors, burrowed into like the main and national and at the same time, dropped like 10 infested Terrans, and just obliterated the economy of his opponent.
Well, here's my excuse. I thought we were only talking about Heart of the Swarm for a second, so.
Well, it's still from Pro League this season, so I'm going to include it in there. I think that there hasn't been a better ZVZ game besides that, even including Heart of the Swarm. Now, as we look at this game here, Jaedong adding on those hatcheries is going to go up to 3. And Free is just going for a standard Forge expand here, getting that gateway up. Already has that cannon done. Going to scare away any potential Ling run-bys. In-base Forge expand, though, by the way.
Is that a complete wall? I feel like there's a 1 hex.
I think there's a hex in there.
There should be a hex.
Yeah.
It just looked like it was time for a second, so my mistake.
At least it's not Brood War where you really have to know your walls.
Well, if you wanna talk about Brood War, there's a gap between the gateway and the pylon. There's a gap between the cybernetics core and the gateway right now, so that's a terrible wall. If this was Brood War,
yeah, this is a perfect wall. Stracraft did that.
That's all that matters.
I'm actually like really glad they changed that. I hated the walling in Brood War.
Well, it was also exciting at times.
It was an art form to master it, but also way too tedious.
There's a reason why I only play Fighting Spirit when it came to PvC.
You learn the wall off on one map, and then you have to relearn a wall all over again on another one.
Especially Python. Oh.
All right, well, we have a Stargate opening from Free. But I think we all could have guessed that was going to happen now if you guys have been watching his previous games. He did take out 2 Zergs earlier on today, in case you guys missed it. He defeated Revival, and then he also defeated Snoot back-to-back with the same strategy, or very similar ones, altering the unit composition later on to basically affect what, or he altered it based on what his opponents were making.
So, talking about Fighting Spirit and comparing it to Brood War, as a Protoss player, you would never expand towards the 3rd block if this was back in Brood War. But I feel like in StarCraft 2, if you can just defend the 3rd base with the ground army, then you'll be fine. So I feel like taking the 3 o'clock is not a bad choice. Your opponents are...
There's that Void Ray.
First of all, Void Ray, but taking the 3 o'clock, I don't think it's a bad decision because defending a 12 o'clock seems much harder in StarCraft 2 compared to the 3 o'clock.
I also want to point out that this probe is going over to a weird location on the left side of the map here. May just be used for scouting. We could even see something as crazy as a proxy third gate. 3 gateways going down, though, at the same time here. So
Slightly
Free
hidden.
looks like he's mixing up things a little bit here.
4 gateways, 5 gateways. Now that's a different build that we are seeing here.
This is going to be crazy because Jaedong, he's going to be expecting his opponent to go for the fast third Void Ray style game.
So let's see how Jaedong actually responds to this. He does have the Overlord in position to scout the 3 gateways. He's going to see that those gateways are out of position, but he's not going to scout the 3 gateways hidden.
He sees 2 gateways over there, and he's already brings his Overlord back at this point.
Well, I guess he's expecting some kind of push because of the positioning.
It's true. The positioning is a little bit odd, I guess. After seeing that Stalker as well, seeing the Chrono on the Forge, that is going to tell Jaedong everything that he needs to know. It actually goes off there at the last second. This Void Ray is going to go up there and kill off that Overlord. Will it see those other gateways before it goes down? It's so close. The gateway is spotted here as well at the same time. And he sees another one, I believe, just at the last second.
Well, that's enough for him to know that there's a push coming down his way.
It's true. So Jaedong, he has to defend against this perfectly, but if he defends against this push, he will win. All he has to do right now is just mass roaches and zerglings. He'll be fine.
And queens. Remember, queens. It's against the Void Rays, not just the ground army from Free.
So there are 2 Void Rays added into this army mix here. We're going to see if there will be another one added in. I don't think we'll see more than 2, though. This is mainly a gateway-based composition here.
But remember, we were talking about this a little bit, that choke is so small, so if Free can get into position, never mind, Jaedong has the roaches in position, so we are not going to see a complete devastation in Jaedong's play today.
All right, the Zerglings running by here. They want to go for the surround when the opportunity arises here. It looks like Free going to commit to the pressure here. Are there enough roaches out from our Zerg player? Nice amount of queens there in that position. The queens are they focusing down those Void Rays? That's the question. Zerglings trying to kill off this proxy pylon here. If he can stall the reinforcements of his opponent, that could potentially help him win the game. The queens are going down here. The force field's amazing at this point. We do have reinforcements. Excellent force fields from our Protoss player Free here. He's doing his best to win this game. The Zerglings surround pretty good though, but they will be able to get killed off here. The reinforcements from Free continuing to be very hard for Jaedong to deal with here. He has a lot of units in this position, but the 1 Void Ray remains. The Roaches moving forward, trying to kill off more and more units here. Jaedong, can he defend this? He's bringing the drones off the mineral line as well, and the Protoss count is almost nothing now. A few more Stalkers reinforcements, but Jaedong, it looks like he will defend against this attack.
If he can take out the queen, then he can stay in this area for a little longer time, and he does so, but the roaches are too strong, so what Free really needs to do right now is take out the drones. He needs, right now, 44 probes to 53 drones. What he needs to do is deal some severe economic damage while with the queen arriving. Well, it's not going to be good for Free right now because Jaedong, all he has to do is go for the counter attack. What does Free have right now? 3 Zealots, 1 Void Ray, and only 1 Sentry.
Now these Zerglings here, even though there's a good wall off, the Roaches are going to eventually kill that off. Just kill off that 1 pylon there. There'll be a force field that goes down, but then they can just focus down on the cybernetics core. That would be a nice choice to follow up. Going after the gateway instead, we have that Mothership core available. May have enough energy to go for the Nexus Cannon here. Roach is now moving in. The charged Void Ray doing a good amount of damage. This attack will eventually be held off, but not before Jaedong gets a few more kills with these Roaches. Zerglings and now Hydra is moving across the map as well. Going to check for a potential 3rd base.
The problem is the Hydras are on the way. Free does not have a 3rd base. Free doesn't have a Robotech against the Hydras.
He needs something to deal with the Hydras, but the small Void Ray count at this point, not going to be enough to deal with it. Jaedong now has a very solid advantage over his opponent.
Yeah, Jaedong only lost 5 drones. He lost a lot of queens, but he fended the 6 o'clock. He saved the hatchery, which was the biggest key point in the game. He's going to try to go for a counterattack with the Zealous, but what he has to do with the Zealous is just focus fire, focus attack on the queen and the hatchery.
Jaedong's unit's a little bit out of position here. He could actually end up, it looks like, yes, he will lose this 3rd base here. Jaedong getting a little bit overconfident, I feel, a little bit too aggressive on the map. We'll lose a few drones as a result as well here, potentially moving some back after realizing his mistake. But Free, he's still in it, man. He's still in this game.
That was surprising. I mean, Jaedong, he should have scattered around the main base. He knew that the only way that Free can come back into the game is either going for a huge counterattack once again, or sending a few Zealots to 6 o'clock to snipe the hatchery.
Let's not forget this. This is a very impressive Hydra count. And it looks like we're having a little bit of latency issues here, but we can resume from replay if needed.
Right. I was panicking for a second, thinking that this was back in Brood War.
It's StarCraft 2, man. I know
the
it's
map
Fighting
is
Spirit.
Fighting Spirit, Jaedong versus Free.
All right, well, we apologize for the delays here. It's going to definitely affect the mentality of both players.
Well, Archons or even some Phoenix against the Mutas.
Phoenix, if they ever go for a lot of Mutas, you do need to get the Phoenix. But if there's a point where... Oh,
here we go.
Hey, guys, we're back in the game. Here we are.
So we were talking about how Free, if he defends against the Hydras, he's going to be in perfect position. But can he actually do it? He's getting out of position against the Hydras.
Good force fields here. If he has a good time warp, that could work as well. Remember, these are slow Hydras right now. They don't have the speed. We have some force fields going down, trying to separate this army here. Jaedong, he's got a lot of units here. He just needs to eat through that force field energy, potentially attack from 2 different angles, and he should have this game. Remember, Free, his army is just a gateway composition. Time warp going down right now. 2 going down. 1, 2 border is getting taken out. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. This Protoss army, it's just very strong right now. Zergling reinforcements heading up to Free's army here. The reinforcements, though, from Free, it may just be enough here. There's not many Hydras left. The Zerglings can get kited pretty well here. Jaedong, can he break through here?
I think Free is going to barely hold, but this does give Jaedong enough time to secure the 6 o'clock base once again.
All right, well...
And also, the big part, if you look at the big picture, he lost a lot of Voidways, a lot of high gas army with this push.
Nice round by the Zerglings from Jaedong here. He's going to get a lot of extra kills on these Stalkers here. Free overextending just slightly there. And, you know, he's still focused on this gateway army composition right now.
At this point in the game, it's better for Free to actually mess up from the army and then defend the 3 o'clock base instead of trying to push out on the map.
Oh, these force fields are not going to be able to do a lot of damage or help here. The Stalker count dwindling right now. The Roaches and Hydras constantly reinforcing. +2 attack is making a humongous difference in this fight here against the Protoss player with only +1 attack. Free doing his best, the micro, but he is running out of units here. I think he's going to probably tap out of this game momentarily.
Yeah, Free couldn't secure the 3rd base, and Jaedong re-secured the 6 o'clock base, which means that now Free
GG!
This is like watching Buffer into GG back from the Brood War days. As Jaedong, as soon as the game continued, all he did was attack and win the game.
All right, so who knows, guys? We had a 3-0 situation in the first match. We could have that again in the second. Once again, Free unable to grab the all kill. Jaedong scouting his opponent and what his plan was and countering him, getting the win for EGTL. The score 1-3. Woongjin still in the lead. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back after this commercial break.
스타크래프트2 프로리그 1, 2, 3 시즌
저 태경이 경두와
5라운드의 시청동이십니다.
꼭 스포티비
스포티비에서
채널 고정
참 재미지죠.
끝까지 시청해주세요.